Shalom Aleichem, everybody. Hope all is well. There's been a lot of attention, a lot of energy going online on YouTube in regards to the coming of the Moshiach. And a lot of these videos have been made in Spanish. It's very interesting how this happened. Not exactly sure how exactly this took off, but I didn't make this video today to go into the details of, what's going on in terms of why this is all going viral. And because the Rebbe always told us, Lubavitcher Rebbe always told us, it's very important that we focus on Mashiach coming, to get excited about the coming of Mashiach, to spread the word about Mashiach's arrival. And not just, this doesn't mean, the Rebbe says we don't have to specify who Mashiach is. More important than specifying who Mashiach is just focusing on him coming already, and us being redeemed and entering the days of redemption, the days of Mashiach, the world to come, as they say, the Messianic era. So now it's very interesting that there's so much attention going on online about this. Basically, it all started because a big tzaddik visited the Kotel, and this made a lot of attention on the media, on YouTube, and basically people from all different religious backgrounds are getting involved in it, and it's very, very energetic online, to say the least. So I wanted to make this video just to talk about the coming of Mashiach in general, to focus, because since the topic is getting so blowing up, as they say, this idea, I think the most important thing we have to do is focus on just how we want Mashiach to come and what that entails and what we can do to help bring Mashiach. So yesterday, my video, I did a live video yesterday that B'ezrat Hashem I'm going to try to do more often, and it was very beautiful. My mother gave me a tremendous idea to try to do a raffle of Tehillim, not for money, but just basically we're saying who's going to say this Tehillim, who's going to say that Tehillim, and we already have the first 30 Tehillim have been read. So I want to be able to keep this going in the comment section below. If people could please read Tehillim, the Rebbe encourage this reciting of Tehillim. We know that the reciting of Tehillim is like a powerful weapon, and that whatever battle you're going through, each word, each letter you recite of Tehillim goes to battle for you, because of Hashem causes these letters, the purification of the world through the reciting of Tehillim. Hashem protects you for that. So if we can get people from 31 and onwards to read, I'll take upon myself chapter 31 today. And if anyone else wants to take upon more Tehillim, But let's talk a bit about the Mashiach. Let's talk about the coming of Mashiach. And basically, how we experience the world now, where Hashem is concealed in it, and we experience ourselves in such a strong way, and to experience Hashem we have to dig into ourselves, and it takes a bit of effort, and it's a new development. That's not the way the world is meant to be. That's not the way the world was first created, and it's not the way the world is ultimately going to be in the days of Mashiach. This process that Hashem is hidden and we have to dig in to find him, yes, of course, he's everywhere and he's not really hidden at all, but from our experience, that we experience him as hidden, that is because of the sin of Adam and Eve, the first sin. And prior to Adam's sin, the world was in a state of godliness, godly revelation, and there was a tremendous godly light shining into the world, and all of the beings were completely aware and involved with the Creator. Whereas now, today, in the times where Hashem, without the Beis Hamikdash, of course, there were basically after Adam's sin, the Shekhinah, the divine presence, retreated upwards, and Hashem was more hidden from the creations. Obviously, there were stages where Hashem came back down, like Moshe Rabbeinu, receiving the Torah at Mount Sinai. Hashem was revealed in the world, and then the Beis Hamikdash in the temple, the first and second temple, there was a godly light revealed in there, meaning miracles happened on a daily basis in the temple. So a divine presence, godly Hashem's presence, radiated from there throughout the entire world, and the whole world experienced an awareness of God. So now we realize that these are actually the way the world's supposed to be. But the way the world is really, truly, ultimately supposed to be will be in the days of Mashiach, where the Mashiach will, and the whole world will repair the sin of Adam and bring the world back into the state in which it was in the times of Adam and Eve, and not only that, into an even higher level, because as we know, Adam and Eve were at a tremendously high spiritual level, but they sinned before Shabbos, and if they would have stayed pure until Shabbos, they wouldn't have sinned. Then they would have experienced an even greater level of divine reality, divine revelation, godly revelation, Hashem's presence being revealed. They would have experienced an even greater level on the Shabbos, but they sinned, and then the Hashem's presence was retreated upwards. Hashem hid himself, in a way, partially. Of course, there were different things that Hashem caused Hashem to hide himself even more. But for all intents and purposes, Hashem hid himself after the sin of Adam and Eve. And so now, when Mashiach comes, of course, there'll be different stages and different developments, but ultimately, we will bring the world to a state of reality, that great state of reality that it was supposed to reach in the times of Adam and Eve if they would have stayed pure until Shabbos. So when we think about the coming of Mashiach that way, when we think about it in that way, then we will be excited to know that every struggle we're going through now, every difficulty we may find ourselves in, it's just a temporary state, and it's only just to prepare us for the coming Mashiach, to bring the deeper part of us out of ourselves. You notice every time a person goes through a difficult situation, it's really that difficult situation that brings them to a higher revelation of God. It brings them to a higher state of reality. And that's what we're hoping for. And Mashiach will be the person who will be at the highest level. He'll be able to teach to every Jew this level. He'll be able to, because ultimately the Jewish people will do tshuva. All of the Jewish people will return to Hashem. They will do teshuvah, and for that, so the Mashiach will be able to teach each and every Jew according to their needs, to nurture them spiritually, to bring out their neshama, to bring out their godly spark. And every Jew has Mashiach within them. And Mashiach won't just be Mashiach for the Jews, he'll also be the Mashiach for the Gentiles as well, because as we've stated in previous videos, in the times of Mashiach, all the Gentiles will praise Hashem, and we're seeing it now with all the beautiful, righteous Gentiles that I've met on the comment section of my videos and in many other videos. So we see that this prophecy is fulfilling, that the Gentiles are turning to Hashem. That's why Mashiach is not just the Mashiach for the Jewish people, but he's the King, the Mashiach for the whole world. And the Mashiach will be completely given over to Hashem. His king is Hashem. All of our king, the king of kings is Hashem. Mashiach is completely given over to Hashem. He's completely surrendered to Hashem. That's why he's a good vessel. That's why he's fit to be king, because he's a good shepherd. He's very humble. So we see now that the world is definitely getting ready to greet Mashiach. And we see that what's happened in the world the past year and a half, with the coming of, with the virus and all the different, difficulties that the world has undergone, we can clearly see that Hashem is preparing the world for the coming Mashiach. Hashem's, shocking the system, so to speak, in a way to make the world ready for this new development. And everything is a process. Everything is a part of that process. And we know that Hashem runs his world in a perfect way. So we see that everything that's happened over the previous, over the previous little while is a part of the process. And Hashem's, and really what's going to mark the coming of Mashiach, the Messianic era, will be Hashem's kingship over us, Hashem reigning over us. And of course Hashem, so Hashem's obviously king now, right? Of course he's king now. Hashem is always king, but Hashem needs us to recognize him as king. He needs us to crown him as king. The king can't crown himself. The king can't force his kingship over others. The king has to be crowned by the nation. So we have to crown Hashem as king. So it takes us to want Hashem to reign over us. And that's how we activate the days of Mashiach. That's how we activate Hashem's presence in our lives. By really turning to Hashem and saying, Hashem, I want you to be king over me. That desire to have Hashem as your king, that arouses Hashem's desire to reign over you, to be your king, to be involved with you. And each and every one of us specifically will merit to have Hashem as our king. And the Mashiach will be able to arouse the nation's desire to have Hashem reign over them. Mashiach brings people closer to Hashem. So now it's clear that everything that's going on in the world is becoming thirsty for the coming Moshiach. Of course, over the next little while, we'll see the new developments of all this exciting news and all, especially over the past year or so, we've seen such exciting news, even though Hashem should help all the people who are in need of prayer, and there's many people who need prayer and help and healing spiritually and physically. They should all be helped. But as a whole, we recognize that the world is moving towards the days of Mashiach, and that's a certainty. The Rebbe said in 1990 that Mashiach is extremely close. And now we're in the year 2021. So how much more so is that what the Rebbe said back then? How much more relevant is it now? And especially now that we see that there's many Jewish people turning to Hashem. There's many Gentiles turning to Hashem. And please share with others. Please take this message and share with others. You never know what one good word of wisdom to another, what the power can be. It could change whole lives. It could change that person's life. It could change that person's surroundings and all the people around him and all their kids, and changes the world at large. So don't be shy. Share words of wisdom. Hashem helps you. When you meet a new person, when you have the opportunity to spread Torah to another, you become an ambassador of Hashem, and you will never fail because Hashem ends up speaking through you. When you make yourself humble before Hashem, you say, Hashem, I'm your servant. Help me on my mission. I'm your soldier. When you're a soldier of Hashem and you're carrying out Hashem's will, Hashem works through you. Hashem flows through you and gives you the strength you need. Hashem is our strength. All our strength comes from Hashem. Let's do an extra mitzvah to help bring Mashiach. It's clear we're in exciting times. Please, if you can say Tehillim, please comment below. Chapter 32 is available as well. 32 and onwards. Please, each chapter you read counts. Not just counts, but changes the world, affects the world as a whole. That extra Tehillim you say, that extra chapter of Psalms could be the one extra piece needed to bring Mashiach. And I know there's big stuff in the news. Of course, we can't. All we can say really is we just want Mashiach to come, and we want Hashem to be king over us. We want Hashem to reveal Himself to the world. Because what does it mean when Mashiach comes? Hashem will be comfortable in the world to reveal Himself, because the world will be a friendly place for Hashem, and Hashem wants a good world, a fixed world, a world of goodness. So then He could reveal His light to the world. So we all want Mashiach, and that's all we could say about what's going on right now. To go into all the details and to calculate, it's Hashem. We can't calculate. We can't begin to calculate Hashem's plans. No matter what happens to us in our lives, what we go through, we can never say why did this happen or try to make calculations. We have to tap into the fact, recognize the fact that Hashem's running the show, and we connect to Hashem beyond our own logic. So too now in this situation, we want Mashiach to come. We want Hashem to be revealed to the world, and let's push. Let's spread the light. Torah spreads like fire. One extra mitzvah, it ignites the spark in another neshama, and another soul, and another soul, boom, 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 and it spreads. And if there's one thing we could learn from the virus, always think one person infects another, how much more so for the things that are good in life, like the Torah, that if you teach one person something good, you connect to another person, and another person, he speaks to 3 people and 4, and he reads another chapter of Psalms. It's like a fire, a flame, and explosion of Kedusha, of Hashem's presence, of revealing Hashem's presence. Let's access that level. Let's excite Hashem. Let's make Hashem want to be our king by asking Him to reign over us and making ourselves His servants. May Hashem bless you. Be well.